Truly one of the best sweatpant materials ever. Oh my gosh, this actually fits my waist so well. I think this is where I draw the line at too much camo. This is the tiniest cut pad I've ever seen. This really is the best jacket they've ever done. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today we have the first official Buffbunny launch of the year. This is the Buffbunny Summit collection, launching on Saturday, January 31st at 1 p.m. Central Time. And as always, you can use my code Catherine for 10% off. Buffbunny was maybe not off to the best start this year with the first little mini drop where the posh knit leggings had to be pulled from the launch, and it was just a lot of confusion with that. But to my understanding, while they're having those little mini drops, the focus will definitely be on their more core, like major drops, in which the Summit collection is one of them. And when I first saw the amount of camo in this collection as a non-camo girly, I wasn't so sure, but I really feel like Buffbunny has truly decided to level up with this collection. They have so many functional features, and I feel like Buffbunny does functional pieces so well, but they never did like enough of them. We have so many pieces with cool features like watch vents, reflective paneling, secret pockets, and all of the bottoms launching come in 3 different inseam lengths, finally. And we also have a bodysuit that comes in a regular and a tall, and not only is it a tall inseam, but the body length is also increased. So I feel like this launch is smaller items wise, but I feel like they really dialed each piece in a lot, added really functional features, and increasing the inseam options is such a great way to start the year. So I'm actually very excited for this. This is the definition of a winter collection. January is honestly like peak winter. So we have Colorado Fleece, which is a winter performance material with a sleek exterior and a fleece lined interior. We have Dream Heather, which is another one of their leggings that is more of a dense, warm fabric. We have a new thermal layers. And we have a whole bunch of Plush Fleece Lounge, which is the best Buffbunny lounge, if you know, you know. So without further ado, let's get into the launch colors. So a bunch of the pieces are coming in heathered fabrics. So we have heather gray, this is heather charcoal, heather pink, and then heather green. If you're more of a solids girly, we have honeydew, which we've seen before. Lucky Charm is also back. I didn't get anything in this collection in Lucky Charm. And then we also have a new pink. This is plastic pink. It's a slightly more coral leaning pink, but it is so good. And then for my camo girlies, for the hardcore camo girlies, we have the pink camo. This one actually has like pink leaves in it, actual trees. Like this is like hardcore camo. Personally, I'm more for the snow camo, which is a much more subtle print. It's more of a white gray. There's like a little bit of foliage in here, but it's a lot more subtle and a little bit more abstract than the pink camo. The whole time I've been wearing pieces for this launch, I'm like, why do I feel like Buffbunny has launched snow camo before? I like looked in my collection, I can't find it. Turns out Buffbunny did launch a snow camo like a month before I did my first ever Buffbunny review. It's so rare for me to not have something in my closet that Buffbunny has launched, but I do not have the original snow camo. That one's more of like a blob camo. The new snow camo does have a little bit more of like a true leaf pattern going on, but in a way the snow camo is a little bit of a throwback. We're gonna be formatting this review how Buffbunny likes to do their pillars. So there's a mobility pillar, cardio pillar, and then recovery. Starting out with mobility, we have the Dream Heather pieces. The Dream Heather fabric is a recycled polyester spandex, and it is a brushed marled fabric. Here's an up close of the fabric. It has this brushed soft feel, and it's about a medium compression. Similar to Petula Bear if you've ever tried that, but definitely a little bit more on the dense side, even a little bit thicker than Bear Pro. So we have a new piece. This is the Dream Heather V-neck tank. I got a size small. Made of the Dream Heather fabric, we have a soft V, tank straps, subtle under bust contour. It's a cropped waist length fit, simple tank in the back. And this does have removable cups, but there's no true built-in shelf liner. I don't love this piece. It fits better than past Dream Heather tanks that we've had, but I would have preferred the Dream Heather sports bra because I like that one a lot better. I wanted to add in a comparison between the new Dream Heather V-neck tank versus the Dream Heather tank. Honestly, they're not very comparable, but some people were getting confused on if they were different things. They are very different. So Dream Heather V-neck tank obviously has a V-neck. It has this little underbust contour, and it's more of a cropped fit. The Dream Heather tank was a high neck fit with a true built-in shelf liner. The Dream Heather V-neck tank does not have a shelf liner. It only has removable cups. So you definitely get more support out of the tank. The Dream Heather tank was also more of a waist length fit versus the cropped fit of the V-neck tank. And the Dream Heather tank, this was from the Story collection by the way, had the awkward waist flare that just really didn't work. So I'm glad that that's gone, but I would have preferred that they kind of redid this tank to fit better rather than come out with this new tank. I'm just really not enjoying the fit of the underbust. I feel like I either would have liked to see this tank come back with a better fit or the Dream Heather square neck bra. Okay. Here's the tank. I just don't love this one. It is a nice waist length, so it's not super cropped for me. I am still showing some skin. It's true to size. We have a scooping neckline. I would say medium coverage. I didn't fall out of this one at the gym. I'm covered on the side, but there definitely is a bit of a scooping V moment in the front. We have that under bust contour. It has removable cups. I feel like I can't get them to be in the right place. And then there's also no true designated under bust support. There's not a separate shelf or an elastic, so you're just kind of hoping that it's compressive enough. And it is definitely a low support. I still do feel like my girls are staying where they're supposed to be, but it's not as supportive as like a normal built-in bra tank. I also feel like I can't quite get the cup pads to be like where they need to be. You guys, is this a joke? This is the tiniest cup pad I've ever seen. Like Buffbunny normally does giant cup pads, like almost borderline too large of cup pads. What is this? This is actually so small. No wonder why I finished my workout the other day and the cup pad was like way out here, not even covering my nip at all. So I don't know if this was some sort of mistake, but seems like it. Anyways, we have tank straps. There is a tiny little seam along the bottom here. It's just single thickness throughout the body. And then the straps come in the back to be just kind of a more narrow tank, not quite a racer back. So again, not my favorite top. Dream Heather overall is just not my favorite, so I definitely prefer the other pieces. Next up, we have the Dream Heather leggings. We've seen these so many times, and every single time Buffbunny makes these leggings, they make changes. And they literally said in the PDF, no changes. There are so many changes to these leggings. So made of the same material, obviously, as the Dream Heather tank. These are a high-rise legging. They have a triangle gusset, no front seam, curved seams in the back, tonal branding. So the mobility pieces, they do the tonal silicone branding. For cardio pieces, they do reflective branding. And these do have an elastic up the back rise seam to give a little bit of a glute contour moment. The most important change for these is that they finally come in 3 inseams. They'll be coming in 23 inch, 25 inch, and 27 inch. So I got the tall 27 inch inseam. And just a quick side-by-side of the comparisons between the new Dream Heather and the old Dream Heather that we got in the Lift Like a Lady collection. First of all, the rise is slightly increased, so I do feel like it's more of a true high rise again. The seams have been changed. They were those delicate rosa seams, and now they have the slightly wider flat lock seams. The biggest change is they moved the gusset back and then also shortened the back rise, so it sits up between the glutes a little bit more. The Lift Like a Lady ones were very long glute friendly. These I feel like are more medium glute friendly, but I feel like they actually make the glutes look a lot better. So let's try these on. Okay, Dream Heather leggings. I do think that this is the best that these have fit, but I just don't really find myself reaching for Dream Heather very much. I think because they just give me a lot of Barbie crotch. And I'm used to a no front seam legging. I'm okay with like a little, but I do feel like the fabric gathers more than normal in the Dream Heather leggings. I will say they're actually a quite durable legging compared to most Heather materials. Like I can use a band at the gym, I can do my belt squat at the gym and not worry that I'm going to get like any pilling or anything. So they are durable. The rise is raised a little bit, so I do feel like they are a high rise hitting me at my natural waist. True to size, if you're in between, I'd probably size up. I do think they're a little bit snatching in the waist. Slight V dip down in the front, no front seam, no side seam. And then I feel like the changes they made to the back, they're a little bit more medium glute friendly, where in the past I felt like they were definitely super long glute friendly. But the combination of changes they made in the back, first of all, they pushed the gusset back. So we don't see the gusset from the front, which is nice. And they shortened that back rise a little bit to the point where I feel like they are giving me like a bubble butt. Like I feel like my glutes look really good. And in the past, I feel like Dream Heather didn't quite do that. So borderline high on the booty scale, guys. Medium high to high on the booty scale. I do feel like these are very flattering. We have that tonal branding, not reflective on these. You will get cellulite coverage because of the marl of the fabric here. And also surprisingly, I wasn't getting any camel toe, even though we have that elastic up the back rise. So again, I do feel like improvements have been made. I just don't reach for these too much. And then finally, I really appreciate the addition of extra inseams. These are the 28-inch tall inseam. So I feel like if I had a better top, I would like the leggings a little bit more. And overall compression on these, I would say about a medium. All right, now onto the second pillar, we have the cardio pieces. These are the pieces that I'm the most excited about. Nearly all of the pieces in this pillar are made of the Colorado fleece fabric. A bit about this fabric, it is an 80% polyester, 20% spandex. The outside is a sleek performance material, so it's got some durability, and it's also very pet fur friendly, but the inside has this soft fleece lining. And I feel like the Colorado fleece has changed a little bit since it first launched, and it feels like a nice medium to high compression, like medium thickness now. I feel like some of the Colorado fleece jackets I got were like a little bit thin. Now I feel like it has a good thickness. It's not too thick, but it definitely holds you in and provides some warmth. So this is the Colorado Fleece sports bra. This is a new piece. It is a racer back top. It has a secure elastic along the bottom. It has reflective dot detail that also contours the bust and then provides some visibility if you're in the dark. A simple racer back. It's also very seamless and not very bulky. Reflective dot detail down the back, reflective Buffbunny logo, and it has removable cup pads. And the space against your bust is actually the fleece lining, so it is nice and soft. I'm wearing it in the pink camo right now. Let's try it on. All right, here is the Colorado Fleece sports bra. I actually am impressed with the compression of this one. It does fit a little bit snug, so if you like a snug kind of compressive fit, stick true to size. If not, or if you're in between, definitely choose the size up. We have a nice scooping neckline, good armpit coverage. I feel like the overall coverage is medium to full. It kind of feels like the coverage of the Rosita bra. We have a nice little elastic along the bottom to keep it secure, short line sports bra, and then we also have those reflective details. It's hard to see on the pattern, but they are there. And then the back is just a simple racer back. I also like that the inside has the fleece lining, so it's nice and soft against your skin, and the support is surprisingly good. I would actually run in this. And normally I don't say that about just like regular racer back sports bras, but the compression of the fabric plus the snug fit is giving me a nice medium to high support. So it's been surprisingly warm where I live, so I haven't run in this yet because I do think it would be a little bit warm. But for my winter runners, I think that this would actually be a really good set, and it is large cup size friendly. Okay, I just wanted to show the solid color sports bra so that we can see the reflective details a little bit better. We have one reflective detail that kind of curves around the bust on both sides, and then a set of dots that just goes right down the racer back. And then we have the Colorado Fleece leggings. These are also a new piece. We've had Colorado Fleece flares. So this is a similar style, but in just a regular legging form. I got a small and a medium. Made of the Colorado Fleece fabric, sleek exterior, fleece lined interior. We have a high rise with a tapered waistband, a slight V front, no front seam, triangle gusset, no side seams. Actually, the structure of these is pretty similar to Dream Heather. And then we have curved glute seams in the back and just a simple back rise seam, no scrunch. These come in 3 inseams. They come in 24.5, 26.5, and 28.5. And these are just the perfect winter walk run leggings. I've been wearing them on my walks. And not only do they keep my legs warm because of the lining, but they also just grip to your body so well that I never have to adjust these. So these are a great running legging that's actually going to stay up. Quick comparison of the small versus the medium. I feel like I got the medium because the Colorado Fleece flares just were like a little bit snug. And I do feel like these run a little bit small in the waist. I do feel like my waist is a little bit more snatched in the size small, but then I have a little bit of extra hip space in the medium. I think definitely if you're in between or you just don't like your waist to be super snatched, you can size up. I do think I slightly prefer the medium on this one, but they both end up having a medium to high compression and they both stayed up really well. So let's try them on. All right, you guys, here are the Colorado Fleece leggings. Who did I think I was getting this much camo? Oh, we also have a visit from Peach. First of all, again, this fabric is very pet fur friendly, but I also wanted to say we got Peach a repeat echo because last year she had an abnormal echo and they diagnosed her with restrictive cardiomyopathy. And we redid her test yesterday and her heart is completely fine. So she's not sick anymore. So that was some great news because I was very worried about her for a while. Peach, that doesn't mean you can bite my toes. That doesn't mean you can bite my toes. Anyways, these are the smalls. They are kind of like a hair below high rise on me, but for most people I do consider these a true high rise. They do have a tapered waistband, and overall I find the Colorado Fleece to be pretty compressive, so medium to high compression. We have a slight V front waistband, no front seam, not too much gathering in these, and we have a triangle gusset, no side seam, and then in the back we have curved glute seams. These do sit up the glutes just a little bit. I would say they're pretty medium glute friendly, not too long, not too short. They're not pulling down in the back for me, but if they were like really long glute friendly, I feel like the rise would just be overall higher, so they should fit most people. Even in the solid colors, you will get some cellulite coverage in these because they're a little bit on the thicker side with the fleece lining. These are really not a legging that I wear to the gym. I feel like they're a little bit thick and heavy for gym use for me. You definitely could wear them to the gym, but I think these are a lot better for running and walking, like a winter running legging. These are basically the perfect winter running legging. They still have that sleek feel on the outside, so your thighs still like glide by each other, but with that little bit of fleece lining, they're just a little bit warmer without being overwhelmingly thick and heavy, and they stay up so well. The fleece lining just kind of grips your body, and these do not move. Even in a size up that isn't so tight, they stay up so so well. The only thing that would have made these better would have been a nice little pocket, because you guys know I love a pocket on my running leggings, but I really have been wearing these a lot just for going out on walks, especially in the winter. And they also come in 3 different inseams. This is the 28-inch inseam, perfect for my tall girlies. I'll quickly try on the medium. I'm actually surprised that the small is fitting me so well because I thought I liked the mediums better. But if you're in between sizes, definitely size up, and let's show the mediums. All right, guys, so this is the medium. It honestly is still snatching in the waist. And like I said, I've worn these on multiple walks now and they do not slide down at all. So I feel like if you're really worried about waist compression, I definitely would be sizing up. The only thing I notice in the medium is just a little bit more fabric in this region right here. I don't think it's an uncomfortable amount or really strange, but I do think that the hip area fits better in the size small, but the waist area fits a little bit better in the medium here. So in between, I definitely would be sizing up. Personally, I think I prefer the medium just a little bit more. You also get just a teeny bit more rise. And again, back here, the seams sit right above the glutes, goes up between the glutes a little bit. So even though this is a more thick compressive fabric, I still feel like we get a medium to high on the booty scale, and no scrunches or anything. I'm not getting any crotch tension. These are very comfortable. And then, you guys, the Colorado Fleece jacket. When I did my audience favorite activewear of the year, this was your guys' favorite jacket, and I can't believe it's back, and they've actually made improvements that I love. Sometimes when a brand changes something that's tried and true, it's not good, but the changes to this jacket are so good. So I don't know what I was thinking getting both of the camos. I think I need to exchange this one for a solid because I think this is as much camo as I can do. So the Colorado Fleece zip jacket, we've seen her before, made of the Colorado Fleece fabric. So the outside has a sleek feel, the inside is fleece lined. It's a full zip and this has been shortened. So let's just go over the changes first. First of all, it's about 1.5 inches shorter than it used to be. It used to be a true over the hip length, and now I feel like it is more of a mid hip length, which to me is my ideal length. They also brought in the waist a little bit and overall just made it a little bit more true to size. They have tweaked the sizing a little bit over time on this jacket, but it was always slightly loose at the hem for me. And now the fit is giving like the best jacket they've ever done. They also added reflective detail down the back and then on the hands. They did remove the little zipper garage at the neck, which was a surprise to me because I did like that, but they almost added like 2 tiny little zipper covers, so you still have some protection there. And then the biggest changes comes with the hands. So we still have the thumb holes, we still have the little hand mittens, but they added a watch vent. And you guys, I saw PopFlex do a watch vent like 2 months ago with their corset jacket, and I immediately was like, where has this been my whole life? I know they weren't the first to do a watch vent, but I'm always rolling my jacket up to check my watch. So adding the watch vent, they did add it to both sides, so it doesn't matter which side you wear your watch, is such a huge upgrade. And lastly, for the features, we do have 2 zip pockets in the front, and there's also a zip pocket on the left arm. So let's try it on. Okay guys, this really is the best jacket they've ever done. Just the little fit changes, all the details they added, like it just makes me so happy when people put so many little details into the design that I'm like, I keep discovering things. So first of all, like I said guys, the snow camo, it's more subtle. I actually really like the snow camo. So first of all, slightly shortened length. It is about mid hip length. So still full length, still goes over the hips, still definitely not showing any skin. It's just not quite so long. And it's finally not like loose in the waist area. I'm not being like BBL snatch, but I think it's the perfect fit. So I absolutely love that. They said they updated the seam details. They look pretty similar to me. I absolutely love how the pockets are just seamlessly hidden into those seam details, and they're also fleece lined, so they're nice and warm. We have the full zip. It's not a locking zipper, but it still stays in place very well. We also have this little arm pocket that I never use, but it's there. And then we get to the hand details, which is the best part. So if you guys remember, the Colorado Fleece was actually a jacket that I had requested for my collection, but then it was better suited for another collection because of the Colorado Fleece. But my request for this jacket was to have these little fold over mittens because my hands are always cold. So not only did they keep this, but again, they do also have the thumb hole, but they added this watch vent, and now I need all of my jackets to have a watch vent because I can keep my hands warm on walks, but I can still easily check my watch, track my walk, track my run, anything. So absolutely love this feature. And not only do they have that, but they also have the reflective detail along the cuff there. The only thing is that does go away when you fold over for the fold over mittens, but it's still there. Full zip, and it is a mock neck collar. And then we have those little contour seam details along the back. Honestly, if I have a top pick from this collection, it's this. This jacket is so good, specifically in the snow camo, and then also just like basic. I don't wear a lot of black activewear, but a black jacket definitely comes in handy, so. In terms of sizing, true to size, I do think it fits a little bit more snugly in the waist area than before, but there shouldn't be a reason to size up. If you've ever sized down in this jacket, I feel like you shouldn't need to in this updated fit. So I think this is where I draw the line at too much camo. It's too much for me. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm not really a camo girly. This is already out of my comfort zone. So to have the 3-piece set in the camo, I feel like I should be in a video game. I do feel like this collection opened me up to camo like a little bit, but I think I would do better with this camo set on the bottom and a solid color jacket personally. But I did just want to show this jacket. It has that kind of sage green zipper down the front. Really great length, really great fit. Like they absolutely nailed the fit on this. Next up, we have an interesting piece. This is the Colorado Fleece bodysuit. And it's giving like something you'd wear under your ski clothes, which if I ever go skiing again, I haven't been skiing in like 10 years, I would definitely wear this. So made of the Colorado fleece fabric, sleek exterior, fleece lined interior. It comes in regular and tall lengths. The regular is a 26-inch inseam, the tall is a 28-inch inseam, and the body length is also a little bit longer. So my long torso girlies, we actually have a bodysuit that will fit us. So tons of features on this bodysuit. First of all, it is a full legging length. It's also a long sleeve. We have thumb holes and another watch vent on both sides. It's a full zip and it has hook and eye closures on the inside so that it's more easy to zip up. It has no front seam, of course. It has an oval gusset. It also has 2 side pockets, curved glute seams in the back. They truly just put everything into this bodysuit. They used a locking zipper, so you just flip it down and it stays in place. And then this doesn't have a built-in bra or anything, but it does have some mesh panel reinforcements to just kind of like keep you nice and snug and secure on the inside. This one does feel a bit snug. So here you can see the fleece lining, and then the mesh panels go all the way down from the waist all the way up the front. Let's try it on. Okay, gonna be honest with you guys, that was a workout to get this little bodysuit on. But the pink, it does make me feel like ski Barbie right now. Okay, I just wanted to show the rest of the getting on process. Also to show those little mesh panels on the inside to just kind of keep you contained in the front. So we have 2 little metal hook and eyes to just kind of assist with the zip up process. I suppose you could leave it like this too for a little keyhole moment. Wow, I am not expecting to be snatched. Oh my gosh, this actually fits my waist so well. And so many bodysuits like this would be so baggy in the back. Lately, Buffbunny bodysuits have just felt like they've been made for me. I think the zipper is also a locking zipper. It is. That is not moving. So that is nice. And then you can zip it up all the way. I am literally so snatched. I feel like I could go skiing right now. Okay, starting out with the top. So we have that crew neckline, and again, locking zipper, so you can kind of just leave that zipper anywhere and you don't have to keep the hook and eye closed. Long sleeves, again, feels nice and sleek on the outside, also nice and pet fur friendly, as well as fuzz resistant because it does have that sleek feel. We have the thumb holes and we have a watch vent on both sides. So it's nice and easy to check your watch, but your hands can still remain nice and warm. And then in the back, we have the reflective Buffbunny logo on the top. All right, looking more at the waist area. So the mesh goes up all the way from this lower waist seam. And we also have side pockets that fit my full phone on the bodysuit. This is what I mean with this collection, guys. They really like thought of all the little details. We have side pockets. We have those hook and eyes to make it easier to zip up. We have a watch vent, like so many little features. And because this is the tall version, it fits really well in my torso. I might even have a little bit of extra torso space. So definitely tall girl friendly. Okay, then a view of the bottom half. So we have that waist seam. It actually dips down pretty low. So you get a little bit of lower tummy control with that mesh lining there. I do have just the tiniest bit of extra space in the crotch area. The gusset sits a tiny bit far forward, but I do think this is more of like an under layer, so not a huge problem. And then the glute seams in the back actually sit very nicely, just right over the glutes. I'd say medium to high in the hoodie scale. It's helping a little bit. Again, I don't think that Colorado fleece is the most flattering on the glutes because it is a bit more of a thick compressive fabric, but it has other benefits. You do get a little bit of cellulite coverage because of the thickness of the fabric, but in lighter colors, you're going to get a bit less. And then this is a full full length on me because we have the tall version. So I do think this is a bit of a niche item. I think this is a great like under ski item, but since I don't live somewhere super cold, I personally will probably not get a lot of use out of it, but I do think they executed it really well. So yes, true to size overall. I'm getting like a medium to high compression in certain areas on this one, so do expect a compressive feeling. If you're in between, definitely size up, and if you're different sizes on the top or bottom, I would be choosing whichever size is bigger, again, because this is just a little bit of a snatched moment. And then to complete the Colorado fleece, we have Colorado fleece headbands. And you guys, Buffbunny finally gave us an actual wide headband that covers my ears. I always get questions about what headbands I wear for running because I always wear headbands that are wide enough to cover my ears because my ears get really cold. I'm just a chronically cold girly and I get a headache if my ears are not covered and I'm outside when it's cold. I actually have fleece headbands, but these literally put them to shame because they're made of a performance material on the outside and then they're fleece lined on the inside. The width, honestly guys, they nailed this headband. I had to get it. I actually got the headband in 4 colors because I will be wearing these forever. I got a black too, but it's in the wash because I just wore it. So a couple features of this headband. First of all, nice and thick, sleek on the outside. On the inside, it is nice and soft with that Colorado fleece. It also tapers at the bottom, Buffbunny logo at the bottom as well. And then I was like, what is this little pouch here? It is a secret little pocket within the headband that you can put like your keys or a hair tie or just like anything you need to hide there. This is what I mean by they really put everything into this collection. So if you are a wide headband loving girly like me, have to get these. These are like one of my top picks and it's a headband. And then finally, the last thing in the cardio pillar, this is the base layer long sleeve waist tank. I was super excited to see this piece because when they said that this was like a base layer top with like a wool blend, I actually haven't even seen the final fabric composition. 75% tencel, 17.5% wool, 7.5% spandex. Just the idea of Buffbunny making like a little thermal layering top, I was so excited about it, but unfortunately I just don't love this. So first of all, it was supposed to come in a waist and a hip length. They decided to just make the waist length. And I feel like if you're gonna have like a layering piece that's meant to keep you warm, why is it cropped? So I was bummed to see that they didn't come out with the hip length because that's what I would have wanted. The material is actually nice. It does have that kind of like wool stretchy feel, but I don't know if it's just me, but even with like 100% merino wool, I find the pieces to be like quite itchy and uncomfortable and it's just not worth it to me. So while this may keep me warm, it's itchy, so I just don't like it. Very similar structure to the Halo baby tee, crew neckline. We have the waist contouring seams, long sleeves, thumb holes. The embroidered logo is at the center top of the back instead of the bottom corner though. And they did add a watch vent to this one as well. So really loved this one in theory, but I just don't really love wearing it. It's also quite sheer. All right, here is the top. I do have a pale pink bra on underneath, but just to show that it is sheer. I really wanted to love this top. I think I would have loved this top more if the material were a little bit softer. It got that a little bit of an itchy wool feel. The halo and the seamless are just a lot softer. And I feel like for a base layer top, it just makes more sense to have a full length and not like a cropped baby tee length. So those are just my opinions. Very similar seam structure to the Halo tees. We have a crew neck, long sleeve, got that seam detail, kind of slightly curves up along the sides. True to size, if you're in between, I probably would size up. I do feel like this is a body skimming fit. It's not super skin tight, but sizing down would be a little bit snug. The back is very simple, just a little bit more of that seam detail. And then the best part of this top, we have thumb holes, but we also have watch vents on both sides. So I'm always going on walks and runs in the winter and I have to pull my sleeve entirely up to check and adjust my watch. So I really love that they're integrating this watch vent feature. That is a huge addition. So that's one thing I really like, but overall I'm just not in love with this top. All right, the last pillar is the recovery pillar, and this is where we have our plush fleece pieces. So quick overview of the Buffbunny plush fleece. This is their thickest, warmest loungewear fabric. It's a 35% cotton, 62% polyester, 3% spandex. The outside is almost like softly ribbed. It's a heavyweight sweat material, so it keeps you nice and warm. And then the inside is made of this soft Sherpa fleece, and it is so soft against your skin. And then a bonus, it has a little bit of spandex in it, so it's actually stretchy. I just did my sweatpants review, and I think Buffbunny might have been the only company to actually include like a little bit of spandex spandex in their sweats. And I love a little bit of spandex in my sweats. I think it just increases the comfort a lot. So we have a bunch of updates to existing pieces. We have the Plush Fleece bralette. I got a size small, made of the Plush Fleece fabric. It has a scoop neckline, elastic at the bottom, adjustable straps that crisscross in the back, Buffbunny embroidered logo on the back left. And it is just a single layer of the plush fleece. It doesn't have any space for cut pads or anything. So it's definitely a lounge bralette and doesn't provide a lot of shaping or structure. Quick side by side of the old Plush Fleece bralette versus the new Plush Fleece bralette. They said they shortened the total length and the armhole fit is improved. I did measure the length and they seem to be the same size, if not even maybe like a little bit longer in the new one. And the armpit seems pretty similar as well. So I would say really don't expect a different feel. There may be like micro changes, but it was very hard to tell. So let's try this on. All right, here we have the bralette. I like that it has this nice secure bottom band. Again, they said they changed the neck coverage. It feels pretty similar to me. I'm getting a solid medium to full coverage, really good armpit coverage, and just a little bit of scooping in the center neckline, but I'm not falling out of it. Large cup size friendly. The support is more in the low to medium side. I am feeling a bit compressed, so true to size, but if you want kind of a more comfy fit, consider a size up if you're in between. For the most part, you'll have nippage protection with this, but it's not quite as thick as like having a cup pad, so you may get some headlights if it's cold. Scoops around the lats nicely in the back, and then it also has adjustable straps. The straps are very comfortable. So yeah, this is definitely a lounge piece. At first, I wasn't really sure about it, but having this plus the pants plus a zip hoodie all together is a really cute combo. Next up, we have the Plush Fleece straight leg sweatpants. I think these may have been my best sweats of the year. I honestly don't even remember anymore, but I absolutely love these sweatpants. So these are made of the Plush Fleece fabric. They have a straight leg fit and they come in 3 inseams, which is an absolute essential for me for any straight leg pant to come in multiple inseams. So I love that they offer those. So we have a 29, 31, and 34 inch. So these are ultra tall girl friendly. Like these are dragging on the ground for me. I got the snow camo and the plastic pink because honestly, these are the 2 best prints. Like these are so cute. So these have a high rise fit, elastic waistband with a drawstring on the outside, 2 front pockets, embroidered Buffbunny logo near the left front pocket, simple in the back, and like I said, they have kind of a straight to wide leg fit and they have a semi-relaxed fit. In terms of changes, they said that these fit a full size smaller now because they did run a little bit big at the beginning. I have a small and an extra small from the first launch and I prefer the extra small. While I do think the new ones run more true to size, they're not quite as snug as the extra small, but they changed the sizing enough that I wouldn't size down personally. I do think you can size down because they have a bit of stretch, but if you felt the need to size down before, you probably won't need to this time. Just a quick comparison of the new small versus the old small. The old small definitely had a lot more extra fabric in the crotch area. And then also comparing the old extra small versus the new small, I do feel like the extra small was like the best fit I had, like the OG extra small. It stayed up well without having to tie the drawstring. I do have to tie the drawstring on the new one, but they're still a sweatpant and they have like a semi-relaxed fit. So they're definitely not too baggy, but anyways, let's try them on. We got a lot of plush fleece. All right, the Plush Fleece sweatpants. You guys know I love these. I absolutely love the Plush Fleece material and the straight leg shape with 3 inseams. Just can't be beat. So this is it untied. It definitely still stays up, but you do get a little bit of a drop crotch moment, a little bit of a relaxed fit. So really when thinking about sizing, you can size down if you do want it to be a little bit more snug because it does have that stretch, that spandex, or you can even size up if you want a super oversized fit. So it hits about the small of my waist. And then we do have this external drawstring that keeps it up nicely. I do like the fit of these. We have 2 front pockets. We have the embroidered Buffbunny logo on the left side. Simple in the back, nothing going on here. And then these are super tall girl friendly. I do think that Buffbunny has been making some of their stuff a bit too long. I just did my ultimate sweatpants review and most brands, a tall inseam for sweatpants is like 32 inches because they don't sit quite as high up as like a legging. So you do get a little bit of extra length there. So I think 34 inches is just quite a bit long. And I've been considering dabbling into getting a sewing machine. So these pants may just have convinced me because I just feel like I could hem these myself. Like I just feel like I could do it. So keep that in mind. I do feel like these run a bit long, but they are super tall girl friendly. Like you could be 6 feet tall and still fit well in these. They're a nice straight to wide leg fit, semi-relaxed, and they also have that little bit of stretch to them that just really increases the comfort. They're so thick and plush on the inside. Truly one of the best sweatpant materials ever. And I'm not normally a camo girly, but the snow camo is kind of winning me over. So what do you guys think? All right, we have the Plush Fleece zip hoodie made of the Plush Fleece fabric. So it's got that soft, slightly ribbed exterior, nice plushy, fleecy interior. This is a mid-hip length full zip jacket. We have front pockets, tonal zipper, little mesh organizer pockets within the front kangaroo pocket, oversized fit with a nice big hood. They did make some changes. I actually sized down in the original one, but this is my size small versus the new size small. And this is why being an activewear reviewer is almost like being a detective at some point, because they'll straight up tell you that nothing's changed, and then there will be like obvious changes. So the only changes they noted for this jacket was the sleeve silhouette was improved in that they removed the sleeve darts. Did they even have sleeve darts? I'm pretty sure the sleeve darts were only on the quarter zip, so I don't really know what they were talking about there. But yeah, the sleeves look the same. The main difference that I noticed is the bottom hem was taken in about 2 inches. So I felt like it made the original size small like pretty oversized at the bottom hem, and now that they've brought it in 2 inches, it sits along the hip a lot better, and I just really prefer the fit of this new one. So let's try it on. Okay, here we are with the zip hoodie. I love the sizing changes. It's now a lot more fitted along the bottom. So it just sits on the hips very nicely. I would say that this is a solid like mid-hip length, a little bit shorter than the crew neck. Comes up a little bit when you raise your arms, of course, because it is a bit of a bat-wing drop shoulder slouchy moment. So we have the full tonal zipper, 2 front pockets, and the front pockets also have little mesh organizers on both sides to keep your belongings nice and secure. Definitely an oversized fit. If you're in between sizes, you could really go either way. But if you sized down before, I don't think you need to size down this time. It definitely has a more true to size fit now. We have that Buffbunny embroidery along the sleeve, and they got rid of that little seam that went down the arm. Now we just have a regular kind of relaxed sleeve. Ribbed cuffs. We have an oversized hood in the back, otherwise simple back there. Very nice and soft and warm. The only thing I would change is I wish that they lined this with something a little bit more soft, or I love when a jacket has like little lapels on the inside that just like makes it a bit more cozy. So the zipper lining would be like the one thing I would change about this, but otherwise I just love this one. We have our final Plush Fleece piece, and this is also a new piece. This is the Plush Fleece crew pullover. I got a size small, made of the Plush Fleece fabric. This one is slightly longer than the zip hoodie. This one's an over hip length. Very simple, but in the heather gray and the plastic pink, you have a little embroidery that says Summit across the front. So if you like a little bit more of a graphic sweatshirt, go for one of those colors. We have a crew neck, slightly oversized fit, and the best part of this hoodie, they integrated a thumb hole into the ribbed cuffs, which you guys know I absolutely love. So let's try this on. Okay, here is the crew neck. I fear Buffbunny has been slaying with the sweats lately. They really have just been nailing the fit and the fabrics. So this is the crew neck. The fit, I would say it's a little bit longer than mid hip, so slightly over hip, but the way that the ribbed band at the bottom just kind of sits, hits me at a nice flattering point. So definitely still full length, but it's not too long. We have a crew neckline, definitely a bit of an oversized fit, but not too overwhelming. A little bit of a drop shoulder, a little bit of a loose, comfy sleeve, which I love. I love the Buffbunny script logo they do on the arms. It's subtle, it's not in your face, but it's still a little bit of branding if you want it. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that this actually did have thumb holes. You guys, I love a cozy sweatshirt moment, and the thumb hole is just so nicely done. You don't even see it, and then you can just stick your thumb right there. Ultimate cozy sweatshirt, guys. The Plush Fleece is just so good. Nothing going on in the back here. No pockets or anything, just a very simple crew neck. I do really like the zip hoodie, but the thumb holes on this, I will do anything for a thumb hole. In terms of sizing, true to size, if you're in between, you could definitely fit into a size down. It just won't be so oversized, or you could size up as much as you please if you like an oversized baggy moment. Guys, if I'm speaking with a lisp in this video, I got lip gloss on the back of my teeth and I straight up like cannot get it off. So I apologize. You guys probably didn't even notice until right now. Anyways, we have our final clothing piece. This is the Halo long sleeve hip tee. We will also be getting a baby tee, and it's only coming in the pink camo. So that's why I got more camo. Even though I think one outfit of camo was enough for me, at least now if I ever have a reason to wear camo, like I'll be stocked up. So we have a crew neckline, long sleeve with thumb holes. I got the hip length, but it also comes in the baby tee length. We have little contouring waist seams, Buffbunny embroidered logo on the left side. This is made of their Halo fabric, which is a 92% modal, 8% spandex. It is an ultra lightweight, ultra stretchy material. It tends to be a little bit sheer. Luckily, the print helps with that. And I also just find this material to be a little bit delicate and can be snag prone. So it's just not my favorite Buffbunny material for tops. I think their seamless tops are so much better and they won't bring them back, but they're the best. Anyways, let's try this on. I know what you guys are thinking. Catherine, you're not even on camera. We can't even see you. I apologize. I know the camo, it's too camouflaging. Okay, I had to do it. Again, too much camo for me. But that's the only color that this halo hip top came in. So again, this is coming in the baby tee and the hip tee. The hip tee is my absolute fave. It's a true high hip length. It's not super over the hip like the full length, and it's not waist length cropped like, oh, hello guys. And it's not waist length cropped like the baby tee. Very lightweight. I think a print is really great in this fabric. It makes it a little bit more opaque. Keep in mind the inside is printed on just kind of like a beigey white. Crew neckline, long sleeves, thumb holes. The halo long sleeves don't have the watch cutout. That's just for the base layer. And the fit on these is really great. True to size. If you're in between, you could really go either way, but I'd probably be sizing up if in between. And the camo actually would make this a little bit more sweat friendly too, because it'd be a little bit harder to see. And lastly, we have an accessory. We have the mini puffer backpack. I love my little mini puffer tote from Buffbunny. I wear it all the time. It's like the cutest little bag. So to see they have a little mini puffer backpack, she's so cute. So it is quite small. It's got a flat bottom. It has that quilted puffer material, tonal Buffbunny branding, tonal zippers. You do have these little slide-in side pockets that you can put something in, but something kind of narrow. And then we have a decent amount of space on the inside there, a little mesh pocket, and then little card organizers. I personally will never be taking cards out of my wallet to put them in a bag card organizer, so I don't know why I see this so much, but please let me know if anyone does that. Like, I just want to know if one single person does that, because then I will stop hating on it. But I just feel like it's kind of wasted. And then in the back, we have these adjustable straps. They're a little bit thin and flimsy, to be honest. I would have liked to see them make a strap material out of the puffer material, but I think they wanted to focus on making these straps like multi-way straps. So I'll show two try-ons, one with the traditional backpack fit and then one with a crossbody fit. They are adjustable straps and they also unhook. I just feel like the straps look a little bit cheap, but overall the backpack actually feels very high quality. So the one thing I would change is the straps. All right, you guys, that is everything launching. I feel like it's not the biggest launch, but they really focused on good pieces. And I feel like the whole collection goes together really well. In terms of my top picks, the Colorado fleece jacket, they made such great updates to this jacket that I'm gonna go get another one. I have to have another one. Like, this is a jacket I'm always reaching for in the winter, and now with the watch vent and the better fit, like, I just love it so much. If you're cold girly like me, Colorado fleece headbands, another great choice. The Colorado fleece leggings too, like, I really will be wearing those a lot on my winter walks. Again, not something I would really choose for the gym, but they are really functional for cardio. And then plush fleece sweatpants and zip sweatshirt, really any plush fleece. It's all really good. And then in terms of my favorite colors, I do actually really like the snow camo and plastic pink, of course. It's probably one of my favorite Buffbunny pinks. So I hope this video was helpful. Leave your comments and questions down below. Again, everything will be launching on Saturday, January 31st at 1 p.m. Central Time, and you can use code Catherine for 10% off. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!